Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. But today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Wish app or wish.com, where you can purchase things for super cheap, usually directly from either, I've had items arrive from Taiwan, usually China, sometimes Korea, sometimes Vietnam. And here not too long ago in my, popular suggested items, or I forget what, I think it's under popular, cosmetics things started showing up. And I was like, I wonder if this is legitimate. So I ordered quite a few things. And just yesterday, the last thing that I ordered came in. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. Because I have some of these that I have purchased legitimately from either Ulta or Sephora. And I wanted to compare them, the packaging, the product, everything to what I received from Wish. So that is those few items that I have already, and I know are legitimate, are the Bye Bye Pores Poreless Finish Airbrush Powder. So this is the one that I ordered and received from Wish. That'd be awesome. There we go. So there's the one from Wish. And then here's the one legitimately purchased from either, like I said, either Ulta or Sephora. The packaging is nearly identical. The one that is legitimately purchased, and this is the same on both of these powders because I have both a loose and a pressed powder, is that the legitimately purchased package compared to the one from Wish is just slightly bigger. And the only thing different on the wording on the back is that the one legitimately purchased, under this first blurb, it just says cruelty-free. I don't know if you can see that with these shiny box, but hopefully so. And then the one from Wish says talc-free, paraben-free, and cruelty-free. So, plus the box is a little bit more beat up, but they come in like, they don't come in a, like shipped in a box. They're like in bags and plastic bags and whatnot being shipped over. So the boxes get pretty banged up, but as long as the product inside is fine, it's fine. This is fine. So what I have to wonder, oh yeah, and then the barcodes on the bottom of each are exactly the same. So, it'd be cool if it's legitimate, but it kind of makes me wonder, were these stolen? Were they, like excess product that they just said, here, we don't want these, were they supposed to be destroyed? Are they expired? Because the one, like I got the Brow Power Universal Taupe eyebrow pencil, and it's got kind of like this whitish dusty film over the top. I tried to see if I could take it off with my fingers, and you can still see it, whereas I have a smaller sample one that I got from subscription box. I think it was one of my early BoxyCharms. So I've had this for a while, I've used it. So I've had this probably for at least a year, and there's no white film over the tip. So I don't know if I can get this to show up or not. But you can see, it's used. You can kind of see a little bit of whitish on there, but it doesn't look like that just under regular lighting. And then I grab the one that I got from Wish. So it's a full-size one from Wish. Let's just pop this up here. I'll go extreme. I want to focus in there, but I don't know if you can kind of see, like there you can see it really good, the white kind of film over it, whereas you get down further into the product, it doesn't have any of that white stuff. So I have to wonder, like that's what makes me wonder if this is just old and it was probably supposed to be destroyed, and instead of being destroyed they said, hey, well, let's make a quick buck and sell it on Wish. But yeah, so anyway, so I got the pressed powder as well. So again, we've got the Wish on the right and the legitimate on, or should say, yeah, left, Wish, right, legitimate. Again, the legitimate box is bigger. So this is the legitimate one, and this is the Wish. Same thing like with the loose powder. The legitimate one just says cruelty-free on the back there. And the one from Wish says talc-free, paraben-free, cruelty-free. But otherwise, everything is exactly the same. So again, if anybody knows if the older packaging is just not as thick as the newer packaging maybe, because these I believe I got over the holidays with all of the sales and everything that was going on, and I think I purchased these as backups. But anyway, so those, the brow that I already have. The thing that came in yesterday is the 3-in-1 Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. Again, the package is kind of beat up, but otherwise it looks like the usual normal IT packaging. Like you open it up, it's got the little, you know, you are beautiful, you are it, and the X's and O's, Jamie, by the founder of the company. I'll take the cleansing balm out of the box. It just looks like a big version of the containers that the some of the moisturizer and stuff comes in. It's got the protective thing there. Come on. And it's just your standard, you know, cleansing balm. So I'll try taking my makeup off with this and see how it works. The only other cleansing balm that I have any experience with is the Clinique Take the Day Off or Take the Day Away or whatever that stuff is. Which is okay. I mean, it works, but I still have to wash my face with regular cleanser afterwards. So we'll set that off to the side. Let's see. I got the Bye Bye Pores Primer from Wish. So here's what this looks like. So if anybody has any, it's clinically tested. It's got all of the usual paraben-free, cruelty-free, oil-free. If anybody has any experience with legitimately, you know, US purchased ones of this, let me know if this looks right. But yeah, just like all the rest of them that came from Wish, it's got, you know, I mean, it literally looks just like, now this one says it was made in Korea, and that's not uncommon to have them made in different places. I want to say these were like $8 each. So what I'll do is I'll look everything up. I'll put all the prices that I paid for the items from Wish in the description box below. Probably also the prices for the legitimate ones that I have, you know, those versions of. But yeah, so this is what I've got from Wish. So it's these, this, that, and the cleansing balm. So since I've got all this stuff from IT Cosmetics, I figured it might be fun to just do as full of a face as I can with IT products. I pulled over my CC Plus oil-free matte, what is it that they call this? The Poreless Finish Full Coverage Cream, Your Skin But Better. So this is the CC cream that's also got the SPF in it. Obviously, under eye concealer. I pulled over a few palettes just so that I can play with different stuff. So I've got the It Girl. This is one that I got during the holiday season. I don't think I've had a chance to really play with it yet. This is what this looks like. Can't get it to, there we go. So you got some shimmers and some mattes in that one. And then I also have the It Superhero Eye Transforming Anti-Aging Palette. So this is this one. Oh, those were kind of pretty. So they've got the nudes, the neutrals, and then those are all supposed to be liners. And those, the big ones on top, all say eye foundation. So I don't know if you see that or not. And then I also got the Christmas season It Girl beauty book. So if you didn't see this one when all the beauty gurus were talking about, this is the one that folds open. And you've got all of this stuff inside. So you've got all of these. So I figure since I don't think I have separately, you know, bronzer or blush, anything like that, highlight, I'm going to use those out of here and then probably play with the others. Plus the only lip products that I have for It Cosmetics is this Je ne sais quoi. I think it's like either a lip balm or it's kind of a pinky tone lip gloss weird thing. I only used it once. As you know, I prefer matte stuff, but this palette does come with 3 lip colors here in the center. So I'll probably just grab a flat brush and brush some of that on today. I'll set that off to the side for now. And I have already primed my, and of course, you know, the mascara that I've been using anyway. I do also have the It Bye Bye foundation powder, which I generally go in after I've, you know, foundation and powder and everything, and if I can still see this redness stuff poking through, I'll go back over it with this over the top, because obviously you can't put more cream once you've already set it with a powder. I've got my 2 little things because I'm going to do, at least as far as the powdering and the finishing powder is concerned, for what I do have 2 of, I'm going to do this side of my face with the Wish and this side of my face with the legitimate products. But otherwise, you know, if I don't have, you know, 2 of, I'll just do the whole thing. So foundation will be all of it. Bronzer, eyeshadows, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to pause this for a minute while I get the loose powders in my little jars, and then we will get to work. And I've got everything now out of the boxes as well, so I didn't just film me sitting here struggling to get the packaging off. Now something that I found interesting is once opening up everything from the Wish side, every single item except maybe the cleansing balm all had the little inserts in there as well, telling you in both English and French how to use it. Like this is the Poreless Finish Airbrush powder. The inserts for the Illuminating concealer, which is also supposed to be waterproof as well. And then the insert for the brow power. So thought that was kind of interesting. So it's most probably definitely legitimate. I just don't know how old this stuff is. In comparing the pressed powders, again, Wish, legitimate, They're absolutely identical. Inside and out, quite literally. Now here's a difference. Okay, didn't notice that before. So the powders themselves, again, Wish is either Ulta or Sephora. So again, these look the same here, but then you flip up the little case, and the one purchased in the US, there's a little brush, and the Wish one has a little sponge. So that could be a clue. So if anybody has been using this for a while and know if maybe the sponge is an older product, let me know. But like I said, I know I purchased this within the last 6 months, and it's got the little brush in there. Maybe it's a clue, and it's a clue. We'll do some investigating. But then here are the loose powders. Again, Wish purchase, US purchase. It does look like there's more product in the US one, because you can see more space in the one from Wish than you can in the one purchased in the US. Plus, when I opened the box on this side, it smelled a little weird. So I don't know if the mustiness was on the box, or because the product itself was completely sealed. It had a white sticker over the top of the holes, which was a pain to get off, by the way. Luckily, I brought over my little depotting tool, and I used it to scrape it off, because I've learned a long time ago not to use my nails, because I'll break a nail because they are so weak. But anyway, these both came with this cute little puff, and that's identical on both sides. So that one was Wish, and this one is the US one. There is definitely more product in here, by far. But same little puff. So actually what I should probably do is look on the bottom to see what it says the net weight is. And that could be another clue. So again, if somebody has been using these for a while, you can tell me if there is a difference between, yeah, they both say the net weight is 0.23 ounces or 6.8 grams. And then it looks like there's a code on the top here. The Wish one says A7109, and the one purchased in the US has MNR02W. They say they're the same. Most definitely not, unless, again, this one is older and maybe it's just clumping together or settling or something. So let's tap some into the little dish. I want to make sure that I'm not doing too much, because I only need it for like half a face. Yeah, the one purchased from the US seems to be more finely milled, but again, that could be because it's newer. Again, if you know, let me know. Tell me in the description box. But for my little dishes, if I can get these up here side by side, hopefully you can see this on camera. Come on. So Wish, US purchase. And it took a lot less to get it out of here than it did to get it out of here. So I'm thinking that this just might be drying up, maybe? Don't know. Oh, I forgot to grab my little paddle thing. Oh well. It's not gonna kill me to get a little bit of foundation on my fingers. So, okay. Here goes. We're gonna jump in here. So we're gonna start out, we're gonna do the Bye Bye Pores all over the face, because I don't have one that I have purchased myself. Now this looks like the same type of pump as it comes on the foundation or CC creams. So that's definitely a, although it does look like it's coming out. I don't know. Come on, focus. It's like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of squeezing out of there. We'll shake it up just in case. And now it doesn't want to dispense. Fantastic. I think I broke it. Really? Really? I guess where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, the dispenser broke. What the heck? Really? Well, like now it won't even. It's just. Alrighty then. Hopefully ones purchased here don't break that fast. Let's just grab it directly off of the pump. Sorry. I just think that's funny. Okay then. I don't know why I put primer down here. I don't know what I was thinking, but whatever. So, buyer beware. I guess you could use it like a really big squeezy tube. Yeah, that works. Oh. All right, that's enough giggling. Okay. Okay, I'll set that off to the side. All right, so I think what we're gonna do actually first is, just like I've been doing, is instead of putting on the foundation and concealers, I'm gonna go in first with eyeshadow, and then we'll go back and do foundation and concealer afterwards. I have already put on the Painterly Paint Pot. I did that earlier. So I think we're gonna play with the superhero. Ooh, I forgot my little brush, dry brush cleaner. Okay, way to be prepared. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to grab my favorite little crease brush here. And I think I'm going to use this. It says it's an eye foundation, but obviously I'm going to use it as the crease because my foundation is the Painterly Paint Pot. Not sure why she calls this an eye foundation when it seems like it's got some shimmer to it. You would think that she would want that to be matte. And by she, I mean the founder of IT Cosmetics, Jamie. I don't know what her last name is. But, okay, whatever. I mean, it's evening time. We've already run all of our errands. So if this ends up looking like a hot mess, it's okay. The only people that are gonna see it is you, me, and family. Let's see, I'm gonna go in with Unstoppable. Oh, apparently that eye foundation that I put in the crease, which you can barely see. That's okay. That one is called Magical, but I'm going to go in with Unstoppable because that looks like the lightest shimmer shade, and that's under the Superhero Neutrals. They're in the center 3, but I'm going to do the inner corner with those. See how that looks. That's pretty. I don't usually get quite that much pigment out of it shadows. And let's see. Under the liners, I think I'm going to go into Daring, which is the one in the middle. And lightly for the outer corner, instead of using my small little brush here, which is the Luxie Mini Flat Angled, and just packing it in the outer corner, I've actually been using my JH, that's a 0, no, I think that's a 33, and then just kind of lightly fluffing on the outer corner, and it's giving me a much more blended look, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot, rather than just packing it on there and not really blending it. So my skills are hopefully improving as we move along with the whole makeup journey. Hopefully I can take you with me and then you can learn from my mistakes. But here we go with the new technique. So as you can see there, still darker on the outer corner, but a bit more blended. This is a really powdery shadow shade though. Goodness sakes, it kicked up a lot. Let's see. So did the foundation one, and the shimmer not too bad, but let me see if I can get this on camera. So this is the one that I'm using right now, and look at all of that, the pan. And this is what I used for the crease. And then this one here is the shimmer shade on the inner corner and going up 3/4 of the lid. So I think that's all we're going to use on the eyes today. We're just going to be simple because it's getting to be rather late, and I'm only going to have this on for a few hours before I got to wash it all off and go to sleep. Do try to go back and forth even when I'm just doing the outer corner, just because of the crepey eyes, that it does tend to help it blend a little bit better, cover a little bit better, so it's not just having like empty chunks where the where all the lovely little wrinkles are. But yeah, so I like that. It is, looks a lot more put together than just having it just stamped on the outside, so I like that. And then we'll put on the foundation and concealers, which should be interesting since they doesn't take a whole awful lot, and it does say specifically to warm it up between your fingers, so pray for me. We're gonna do foundation first. And you know what, and again, so here's the kind of like, obviously I've used this quite a bit, but it's got the same type of pump as what was on the primer, just didn't break. I'm gonna try actually using my depotting tool instead of my finger. Because even though I've paused the video a couple times, did I get up and go get my little paddle thing? No. But this will work in a pinch. A little more chunk. I always get less over here than I have over here, and then I gotta redo it. And you know, I've had the same face for almost 47 years. You would think I know. No. Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, and I'm using my new, that Juno and Company, if you watch that unboxing, that big purple one. This one is a lot thicker, it's denser than the Real Techniques ones. But I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I have to wonder if the reason why, if you've ever heard the beauty gurus talk about doing a full beat, is because you're sitting there beating on your face with one of these. Could be. And with this, since this one is so much denser, you are literally beating your face with it. Okay, so we're gonna do the light natural for the Bye Bye Under Eye full coverage on the right side, and also try just patting it around the chin, and maybe that's where I'll use up the excess, because I'm sure I'm going to end up with too much on here, because this stuff is thick. It is thick. So see that? It's also kind of yellowy. But literally a little tiny little bit of this goes a long way. So there we go. Warm it up. Hope for the best. These also say that you can use this as a foundation as well. That would be one full coverage foundation. Oh boy. Don't think that I would really recommend it, or it wouldn't just really be my thing. Oh yeah. It's working out quite nicely. So, let's see, I will take, so this is just one of those little sponges, like I said, from Sephora. They're a little pack of 5 minis. So I'll use one side with this, and then I'll use the other side on the other eye. Another thing that should be interesting is if the illuminating side maybe won't look so dry and cakey at the end of the day, which is why I wanted to try that out. So here we go with the powder. And I just put the powder over the top of the concealer on this half of the sponge. There we are so far with that one. And so I've got light and I've got light medium in the illuminating. Both of them had plastic sealing stuff over the top of these, so you know that it was, it was new. I wonder if I can tell which one is going to be closer. Now that's interesting. The light medium is squishier in here than the light is. Like, it makes me wonder if there's not as much product. Or it's just because my hands are warming it up. They both say 0.28 US fluid ounces or 8.0 mil. Okay, so let's look. I want to look at the light medium. That is definitely a little darker, because I think I did squish some of it out the top. And what does light look like? Yeah, so this is light. That might be too light, but let's give it a shot. So it is definitely more liquidy than the other stuff, but that would make sense because if it's illuminating, you would think that it's got more moisturizer or something to it. I don't know. Okay, but we'll warm it up. So that consistency seems the same. Maybe I should have used the light medium. Here, why don't I grab then some of that around the nose and the other half of my chin. This was the dirty side, so we're going to turn this around and use the clean side over here. And now we're going to dip into the powder from Wish, which is super thick and super white. Well, I'll have to be going into that with the little Q-tip trick that I do, because I was liking the finish on it until I put the powder over the top. But let's get these wrinkles smoothed out and powder over the top. I use the US purchased one on right. I don't know if you can see the powder kind of floating up. Oh, yeah, they're on the left, that illuminating one. Of course, on the right, it's a mess as well because I think I got too much on there. De-struggle. All right, we'll take as much powder off my little poofy brush as I can, and now we'll go into the Wish one and set on the left. Wow, what a disaster under there. Oh, man. Look at that. Not good. It's not cute. I think I got too much on that sponge, so it just kind of went cake. Again, I'm not going anywhere. So we'll go in with my little bullet brush, dip back into Magical. I like to take the crease color and run it along the lower lash line first. My eyes just keep looking at that jacked up concealer. It is what it is. I actually want to have a lighter color on the inner corner. So let's see. I think I'm gonna take from this palette the one called Love Letter, which is a more pinkish one. I'm gonna go make it just a little lighter, a little brighter. And then I'll use this for my brow bone highlight as well. I'm just going back in with that small little bullet brush and getting a little bit more of this Love Letter shade on the inner corner and along the inner part of the lower lash line. It's gonna go along the inner corner and the inner corner. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, and I think while we have this palette open, we're gonna go ahead and pop on the bronzer, blush, and highlight so that we can just set it off to the side and not worry about it anymore. So the bronzer that is in this palette is called Honey Glow, and it kind of looks like the blush, it kind of ombres a little bit there. So it's a little lighter at the top and deeper there. And I think this is the same pressed powder as what is in the pressed powder ones, but we'll use these because again, we're doing as much as we can to compare between the two sides. So I'm just going to go into this bronzer, get a good mix of it. I'll just leave this sitting on the table. I'll use my little can. So what's the name of the blush? The blush is the Je ne sais quoi. Wow, this under eye is just looking even worse. I don't know if this can be remedied because it's kind of icky on both sides. The highlight in here is just called Brilliant. Oh, it should just probably be shot out of its misery. Oh. Sorry, it's probably really not funny, but to me it's like, oh, that is awful. I'm so glad that I'm not trying this out for the first time before going to work in the morning. I'd be calling in sick going, nope, sorry. I can't be seen out in public. Oh my. So like I said, this is the finishing powder. Just trying to blend stuff in so it's not quite so crazy. It's quite powdery. And again, this was the legitimate side. Now we're gonna knock that off on the brush as much as possible. And we will go into the one from Wish. Also powdery, but maybe not quite by as much. Brows. Okay, so where is mine? Okay, here's my little one. Again, legitimate. We're gonna go in on the right brow. Now the Universal Taupe is too dark for my adopted hair color, but it's what I got. So I'll try to have a light hand. Well, apparently to fill in all the sparse areas, there is no such thing as a light hand. Guess it's a good thing it's only us that's gonna see this. Okay, and now here we go with the one from Wish. And I think this is the last Wish only item. Or one that I have. You know what I mean. They are two different colors. Can you see that? The one from Wish is a lot darker. And I would have expected the exact opposite. I actually expected it to be lighter because of the, kind of white cast that was on the outside of it. So maybe a reject because the shade was wrong? Sorry. Did not expect this. Not at all. Alrighty then. Oh, lips. I gotta do something with lips. Okay. Tell you what, I think I'm going to put Pure Joy on off camera. I'm gonna see what I can do about cleaning up the mess that's under my eyes on both sides. Okay. Did as best I could with cleaning it up. It's still kind of a mess, but it looks better. The Bye Bye Under Eye Illumination one, I think what I'm going to end up doing is purchasing one legitimately here in the US and comparing it. If it's anything like these though, this was super greasy. I cleaned it up as best I could, cleaned up the other eye, and usually that's fine. I can leave it. It doesn't immediately start creasing. My husband came in for a minute, and I stopped, talked to him, looked back in the mirror again, and it was back to looking all jacked up. I also asked him about my eyebrows. I said, do they look like they're the same color? And he was like, no. So it's not just me. Hopefully this translates on camera because it's just hilarious. But I went in with the It Bye Bye foundation powder in Fair Light. The thing, there we go. And I touched up the chin like I normally do. I did around the nostrils on both sides. And this is purchased obviously here in the US. And then after I cleaned up using my little mini Q-tip that I get these from the Daiso Japan store, which this is what these look like. They're like a $1.50 for a 250 count. Super, super cute. If you guys have a Daiso Japan anywhere near you, I do highly recommend them for little things like that. They do have makeup there. It might be fun to do a haul from there one of these days. We'll see, because it's like clean color and stuff like that, and you can't swatch anything there, but that might be fun to try one of these days as like a, you know, drugstore Japanese Daiso Japan haul. We'll see. The pressed powder I think is beautiful. Both sides works great. I do think the loose powder from Wish is just old. Because of that I also showed my husband and he's like, yeah, it doesn't look like there's nearly as much over there. And I'm like, yeah, it's thicker and it's clumpier. So I think it's old. So I knew anything off of Wish would be hit and miss. I do think that the brow power itself from Wish it worked beautifully. It's just too dark. So if you have a darker hair color than I do, go for it. It's a heck of a lot cheaper than the one here. If I'm really not sure on these, like I said, I'm gonna have to get a copy here and see how it goes. Probably go with more like the light medium because the light was definitely too light for me. The primer seems to be working well. My pores aren't screaming for attention, so it seems to be working okay. Just the pump doesn't work. But yeah, and then later on tonight I will take everything off with the cleansing balm, and then just when I edit below I'll put like in like the little subtitle things here how that worked out for me, if it worked at all, if I had to do extra stuff. But like I said, even with the Clinique take the day off cleansing balm that I have, I still have to go in with a cleanser after and get all the residue and everything off of my face. But anyway, yeah, this is the finished look. I did on the lips, instead of the one I said I was gonna do, I went with that middle pink color. So I went in with Pure Bliss instead of Pure Joy. So Pure Bliss looks like this. That one's Pure Bliss. And then I went over the top of it with the Je ne sais quoi lip topper gloss stuff. See, and it's weird, it comes out of this tube. I don't know if you can see that, but it just kind of comes out, and some of it has color and some of it does not. Excuse me, I got a dry spot. So sorry, eyes are starting to water. But you know, and then it just kind of a standard glossy, super slip formula. Clean that off before putting it back in there. But since I'm not a huge fan of gloss, this was just in my lippy drawer. But since it was one of the only lip products that I have from it, it got chosen. But anyway, yeah, that's it. This is the end of the video. Hopefully it's helpful information. If you have spotted this stuff on Wish and was like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? I didn't purchase anything. I have seen, I believe, some foundation on there. It's absolutely the wrong color. I need the Fair Light because light is too light. Fair is, no, light is too dark and fair is too light, if that makes sense. But the Fair Light is perfect. And that's why I got two of these, like the light, medium, and the light, because I should have known that the light would be too light. But I figured light, medium would be too dark. I may have to mix the two up. But yeah, that was just weird, greasy. I think you are definitely safe with the pressed powder, but then it may also have a longer shelf life than the loose powder. And yeah, now I'm just babbling. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic evening. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like me, please subscribe to my channel. And I will hopefully see everybody again really soon. In the meantime, have a wonderful evening. Bye.